How's it going today, guys? In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to put your SIG MCX Rattler LT back together. If you want to see more content like this, please like, subscribe, and share to help support the channel. I had to take it apart to get this barrel shipped out, to get this Surefire 3-prong put on there. I ended up sending this to SIG for them to take their muzzle device off, sending it out to Adco Firearms. Steve does a great job there. You will need a Torx bit T15 to take off the handguard screws. It's actually a little bit loose. If you can find something a step up, that would work a little bit better. I'm going to go ahead and take those off. Going to be one here, two at the bottom, and then one on the other side. When I put these back on, these are all going to be torqued to 45 inch-pounds. So I'll go ahead and unscrew this. And then all I'm going to do there is I'm just going to push this forward, and this will slide out. There's a little threaded plate that goes right here. That's what your screws go into. And then just keep pushing that off the rail. These are going to be torqued to 60 inch-pounds. The helicoil threads on both of these here. So I'm going to hold off on Loctiting those. This is the T27. These weren't made to come out all the way. I tried to pull it out, but it is under spring tension. There's these two little nubs that stick out right next to the circles. Those are going to clip in right there where those notches are. So there's two notches on each side. That's where I'm going to push those in at. But first I'm going to put the piston and then the gas valve back. So the little nub is going to go in the end right there with the hole, just like this. Take that, push that in just like that. And then with the three holes facing up, I'm going to push that in just like that. You can see the SIG symbol that is going to stay on the bottom. I'm just going to slide that in a little bit, and then that little button right there, I'm going to push in, keep that pushed in, and then I'm going to turn that until it clicks. Just like that. Now that's locked in there, and then you'll be able to feel it switch back and forth. Just like that. So that's how you know you have it locked in, when it's back to switching how it normally was. Now that I have my piston and gas valve in, I'm going to push my barrel in, and you will see that this little nub right here is going to go right in that notch on both sides. So just slowly push that in. And if you can see, this one is actually back farther than the one on the right side. So you're gonna have to push these springs around to get it to actually go in. So I'm going to push this way first, let that go through, and then now that that's touching, I can push this other side. Make sure that you loosen this a lot, but as you can see, that nub is all the way seated in the rear notch. And then this nub is all the way seated in the rear notch, which is what you want. Now that I know these are as seated as I can get them, I actually can't go any further because that is pushing up against the receiver. So that is the closest you can get it. It looks like they're touching, but there's a small gap in the pin, which is fine because that's all I can do. After that, it says to pinch these two together, tighten both screws. And then I'm just going to go back and forth because they're like some clamps. So I want them to tighten evenly. Just like that. Just keep going until they are snug. Just keep going back and forth, and then I will torque these in a bit after I know They're good. So these little arms are clamping down on the barrel right there in that ridge. They have some spring tension to them, but you just want to make sure that you're getting adequate tension on each side. It says 1 and then 2. So in the manual, you're going to start with 1. After you get these both hand tight, you're going to torque that to 60, then go to 2, torque that to 60, and then go back to 1. Do the same thing 2 times. Just want to make sure that there's no major gaps. This is a little bit slanted, but I couldn't push it down any farther. And then obviously it looks like there's a gap there that's supposed to go up inside, but I couldn't get that pushed down any farther either. Can't push this in anymore. So I'm just going to go back and forth, tightening these 2 down. And then once I get hand tight, I will pull out the torque wrench and go to 60. I'm gonna throw it in my fix-it sticks right here because my other one can't go to 60. So I'm just aiming for in between those lines right there. And that's 60 right there. Go to 2. There's 60 there. And then I'm gonna go back, do the same thing on 1 again. 60. And there's 60 there. We're gonna throw the handguard back on. These little grooves here, right there, are just gonna slide into those notches. Just make sure, before I get that on all the way, I'm just gonna drop that in there. And it's gonna slide over just like that when you have it pre-dropped in there. Just make sure you have nothing showing on either side and your screws are lined up. Barely tighten these. Throw these in the handguard. Make sure you're not getting any crazy resistance when you're doing this. Just gonna get these all snugged up. Get those snugged up, and then I will get my torque wrench out. I'm going to tighten these down first. Just go back and forth, small turns. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna do this side, snug that up, go back and forth between the 2. That one's pretty tight. That one's tight. It's 45, 45, 45. Make sure this is working, which it is. Last 2 small things, gonna pop the dust cover open. It's pretty similar to your AR-15. I'm going to drop this in. That drops right into place. There's a little notch. Then I'm going to slide my bolt assembly back down in there. Just like that, and now that is flat. So that slides in there nice and tight. You can see it'll move on its own. So you just want to make sure that that is flat with the charging handle. And that is all to reassemble your SIG MCX Rattler LT. If you want to see more videos like this, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching.